Okay, now I'd like to introduce you to a man who had a very anxiety-inducing first job. Chris Grossman is Beekeeper's CEO and co-founder. He grew up in Mexico City, earned his PhD from ETH University in Zurich, Switzerland, and that is where he founded the company that eventually has now become Beekeeper. So help me welcome Chris to the stage.
Yes. So, we are in June 1998 in an old copper factory in Mexico City. I'm right there. And suddenly, the alarm of the main production line goes off. The operator starts desperately shouting, "Apaguen la máquina! Apaguen la máquina! Shut down the machine! Shut down the machine!" Jorge, my supervisor, and myself, the new hire, had just changed a key component of that machine a few hours before. Other operators and supervisors start gathering quickly around that machine. I felt my heart pounding. Like Luana said, my hands started sweating. And I knew there was something really wrong happening. And deep down, I knew I had screwed up. I was feeling anxious, to say the least, if not terrified. And yes, I was 15 years old, and that morning, I became the new hire from hell in the factory of my grandfather. I made one wrong tick on a paper checklist, and boom, the whole production of a whole morning went down the drain. Jorge and I had put back a piece that hadn't been serviced and repaired yet into that machine, and that screwed up the whole thing. That afternoon, at dinner with my grandfather, I was still feeling terrible for having screwed up the production that he was supposed to keep on running smoothly. So fast forward 25 years, and guess what? Not much has changed. In fact, who of you has some sort of paper process that still runs on your company where you track some sort of something that needs to happen? Or yeah, I see a couple of shy hands there. Yep. So yeah, that's why we're here, to fight that frontline disconnect, because it's still a reality now in 2023. I'm living in the future. So you can see I was even scared in the little picture that I had there, but yes. And let's face it, nobody wants to have that new hire that makes the whole thing stop, so that's why we're here, to fight that frontline disconnect. Now, fast forward to today. About a month ago, I was having lunch with the CEO of one of our customers, and he's basically the king of baggage handling. He handles the baggage for some of the most busy airports in the world. He and his team are the ones responsible that we can be easily here in Nashville and our luggage is not somewhere in Bermudas vacationing. So he leaned forward and said, "Chris, you know what? During the pandemic, it was so hard for me with my company. We had to reduce to 200 people. And over the last 3 years, we have been able to go from 200 to 2,000 again. And Beekeeper has been the magic glue that has helped us stay together. Initially, it was me giving them some perspective and trying to keep them together with me to navigate through these times. And now, as we continue to scale, the team is finding more and more of those processes that we can digitalize and bring onto Beekeeper. So without it, I think we would be lost." And that, of course, is one of the most rewarding things that we can here as Beekeeper, because it's all about making the life easier for our customers, for all of you, and for their employees. That's what we are about. Today, I want to share with you why I believe we are reaching a point of inflection, a point of no return when it comes to the front line. One that has profound implications for those that act on it, because it will unleash some of the best untapped opportunities that you have for your business in 2024. But it can also be one of the biggest risks if we don't act on this. As we just heard from Luana, we'll see a lot of those tensions and misalignments in the organization. So listen up. I think your frontline can be the biggest asset for 2024 for you, or the biggest risk. So I would like to start to talk about 4 mega trends that we're seeing. 4 mega trends that create this point of inflection that is coming upon us. The first one is smartphones. Smartphones are multiplying like rabbits. There are 16 billion smartphones on this world, and only 8 billion people. Almost every frontline worker has one, or will soon have one. And yes, my grandmother also has 2. So they are everywhere. Number 2, the pandemic and this great resignation have been a wake-up call. This have slapped us awake. Our frontline heroes are essential. Yes, we learned that. But let's be real, they're still fighting with sticks and stones and pen and paper. 3, this economic chaos in which we live, with inflation, interest rates going up, has put a lot of pressure in the pockets of businesses, but frontline workers as well. And we're all feeling that squeeze. And 4th, cyber attacks. Cyber attacks are the new black. That's the #1 risk in 2023 for businesses. And half of the businesses have already been somehow impacted by cyber attacks. Every frontline worker has a smartphone on their pocket, and they're trying to use it for work. A picture here, a message there, a document on Dropbox, etc. That's shadow IT. And here's the kicker. 99% of the budgets of IT and digitalization continue to go to the office workers, and only 1% goes to the frontline. That's nothing. So the picture looks like this with all of these trends. The frontline is the backbone of the businesses and even of the society at large, I would say. They're ill-equipped with pen and paper. They're under pressure economically. They're excellent entry points for cyber attacks, and all the budget is going somewhere else. So that is another aspect of the great frontline disconnect. So the question is, what can we do about it? What can we do with these trends? I don't think it's helpful to just stay on the trend level. We need to go deeper. We need to understand what's going on down as a root cause. And we at Beekeeper are committed to solving this frontline disconnect. And one of the most effective ways to doing this is listening, simply listening, so that we can shift our own perception of reality into what is the perspective from somebody else. That's what it is about. So this September, we went out and asked 8,000 frontline workers what they think. We just listened. By the way, I think this is probably one of the largest studies on frontline workers done recently, not McKinsey, not Gartner, not none of those. This data is amazing. And today, I want to share with you some of the insights that we're learning from this data. Our full report will come out end of the year, so stay tuned for that. But today, I want to give you something that you can already take into your strategies for 2024. So, in our survey, we seek to understand 3 things. The first one was, what motivates the frontline? What stresses them? And what are productivity killers or inhibitors of the productivity? And to get the full picture, we did also 3 things. We asked the frontline workers, we asked the frontline managers, and we asked the headquarters what they think the frontline needs and stresses them. We asked our groups to rank what is the #1 stressor that is stressing you out. For the workers, it was clearly the cost of living. No wonder, right? It's one of the mega trends. We're all feeling it. No surprise. However, if you ask their colleagues in the headquarters, they only rank it #3. And you know what happens with priorities #3? If you ask the headquarters what they think stresses the frontline, it's the other way around. They think it's hiring enough staff. But that for the frontline workers is actually only #4. So you have people working in this direction and in the other direction. Then we asked about motivators. Please rank them from top to bottom. What is the most important one for you? Getting the job done, learning and development, friendly and fun environment. So you get the sense that it's actually quite basic desires. I want to get my job done. I want to learn and develop myself as a person. I want to have a great environment to work in. So no bells and whistles, back to the basics. That's what they're craving for. That's what motivates them. However, if you ask, for example, where does getting the job done rank with the headquarters, it's very different. It's actually number 3, not quite aligned with the number 1 thing that helps them. The other thing that caught our attention was the fact that we always spend a lot of time on the company mission and the company vision and everything, but that doesn't seem to be landing too high at all for the frontline workers. That's number 8. So again, here we see another evidence of this misalignment. I hope with this we have shown you a sneak peek of the data that we're seeing come through this survey. I hope this is helpful for you and your strategies for 2024 to align more and more your initiatives top-down with what the workers out there in the front line need and are expect. And, of course, I think with all of this, you have the big chance of also avoiding having some intern from hell, new hire from hell, that will shut down all of your operations. And finally, we also made one more question in our survey that, to be honest, we're pretty proud of. And the question was, would you recommend Beekeeper to a colleague? And here, we were surprised to find that everybody's quite aligned. So you have the 3 groups, frontline workers, frontline managers, and headquarters. And we were surprised and humbled that 78%, 81%, and 83% said, yes, we would recommend Beekeeper. It also gave us a little bit more of fuel to say that 5% there, we're going to work hard to make it go down to 0, but we were extremely proud to see this. And, of course, based on this, I would love to continue to make this movement even bigger, so that the next time that we all meet, we have even more faces here, more experiences to share, more data to share. Actually, next week we have exactly the same type of event, but in Zurich. I'm extremely excited about it, to do this with our European customers as well. But this is something that we're really passionate about, and we want to continue growing. I want to go back to one of our Beekeeper values, which is being frontline first. I'm extremely proud of all the work that we have been doing together to fight the frontline disconnect. And what you can expect from us going forward, as you heard already this morning from Case, is we will continue to invest our technology, our teams, our passion to solve the frontline disconnect and align more and more everything that you can do with Beekeeper with these new insights that we're gaining on what does the frontline need. And this is where this dialogue, these type of events are incredibly powerful to learn and to hear from you what do you need and how can we support you. So, with this, I would really like to finish by thanking each and every single one of you for making the time out of your busy agendas. I know it's a big ask to ask you to come here, so we're grateful, we're really thankful for you being here, taking the time. We're super excited to have you here, for your partnership, and to many more rounds together into 24 and beyond. Thank you very much.